Hello everyone. Today I have an interesting novel to present. Alice Adventures in Wonderland, commonly Alice in Wonderland, is an 1865 English novel by Lewis Carroll. Charles Ludwig Dodgson, 27 January 1832 to 14 January 1898, better known by his pen name Lewis Carroll, was an English author, poet, and mathematician. His most notable works are Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, 1865, and its sequel, Through the Looking Glass, 1871. He was known for his versatility with wordplay, logic, and fantasy. His poems Jabberwocky, 1871, and The Hunting of the Snark, 1876, are classified as the genre of literary nonsense. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. It details the story of a young girl named Alice who falls through a rabbit hole into a fantasy world of anthropomorphic creatures. It is seen as an example of the literary nonsense genre. The artist John Tenniel provided 42 wood engraved illustrations for the book. Carroll began writing the manuscript of the story the next day, although that earliest version is lost. The girls and Carroll took another boat trip a month later when he elaborated the plot, the story of Alice, and in November he began working on the manuscript in earnest. To add the finishing touches, he researched the natural history in connection with the animals present in the book, and then had the book examined by other children, particularly those of George MacDonald. Though Carroll did add his own illustrations to the original copy. On publication, he was advised to find a professional illustrator so the pictures were more appealing to its audience. He subsequently approached John Tenniel to reinterpret Carroll's visions through his own artistic eye, telling him that the story had been well liked by the children. On 26 November 1864, Carroll gave Alice the handwritten manuscript of Alice's Adventures Underground, with illustrations by Carroll himself, dedicating it as a Christmas gift to a dear child in memory of a summer day. The published version of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland is about twice the length of Alice's Adventures Underground and includes episodes such as the Mad Tea Party, that did not appear in the manuscript. The only known manuscript copy of Underground is held in the British Library. Macmillan published a facsimile of the manuscript in 1886. Caro began planning a print edition of the Alice story in 1863 before he gave Alice Liddell the handwritten manuscript. He wrote on 9 May 1863 that MacDonald's family had suggested he publish Alice. A diary entry for 2 July says that he received a specimen page of the print edition around that date. Alice is a fictional character and the main protagonist of Lewis Carroll's children's novel, Alice's Adventure in Wonderland, and it's a sequel to The Looking Glass, a child in the mid-Victorian era. Alice's unintentionally goes on an underground adventure after accidentally falling down a rabbit hole into the Wonderland. In the sequel, she steps through a mirror into an alternative world. Queen of Hearts. This is my favorite character from this novel. The Queen of Hearts is a fictional character and the main antagonist in the 1865 book Alice an Adventure in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. She is a childish, full-tempered monarch whom Carroll himself described as a blind fool, and who is quick to give death sentence at the slightest offense. One of her most famous lines is the off repeat, off with his or her head, off with their head.
Someone has stolen three of my tarts! Did you steal them?
No, Your Majesty.
Did you?
No, Your Majesty.
Did you steal them?
No, Your Majesty.
Did you steal my tarts?
No, Your Majesty.
Squimberry juice.
I was so hungry. I didn't mean
Open
to.
his head!
My family. Oh, please, please don't. No, I have little ones to look after.
Go to his house and collect the little ones.
Finally, I choose this movie because I like to watch the movie Alice in Wonderland. I like the actors Helena Bonham Carter or the Red Queen in this movie, and I like to watch fantasy movies. This movie looks so amazing place, wonderful character.